right, Texas Tribune reporter Matthew Watkins is joining us now with some analysis. He is the managing editor of news and politics at the Texas Tribune. Matthew, we are happy to have you with us. Good evening to you.
Hi, good evening. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit, first and foremost, we have seen in Travis County record voter turnout this election for early voting. It looks as though it's going to be that way for Election Day as well, but there have been some problems today.
Yeah, in Travis County and really around the state, we've heard reports of long lines. There were some technological problems at some of the polling places in Travis County. We even heard from the elections manager of the county talking about, some poll workers who didn't show up because of concerns about the coronavirus. So not just in Travis County, across the state, been a bit of a challenging day. There are even reports of people still waiting in line to cast a ballot in Harris County.
Okay, wow, and we saw some long lines at Randall's here in Northwest Austin as well. So, but at the least, we're glad to see people are sticking and waiting in those lines, right, and not turning around and leaving, even though it's 9 o'clock.
That's right, definitely. And one of the things we saw here is the presidential race. There was a lot of uncertainty leading up. Who would be that alternative to Bernie Sanders? It might have caused a lot of people to kind of wait and choose not to vote early and instead wait till Election Day, which could have something to do with these lines.
You started talking about the presidential race, so let's just keep on talking about that there since we have you. That was one of the concerns that some people had, is they wanted to see how the other candidates were going to perform in those earlier races before they cast their ballots. But we know so far in Travis County, Senator Sanders seems to be leading the pack.
Yes, Senator Sanders, a very strong showing in Travis County, not hugely surprising given the kind of the liberal reputation of this county. We're still waiting on a lot of results to come in from a lot of counties there, though. And because of the uncertainty, whether there were people waiting to see, is it possible that Biden might have some strong showings in the Election Day totals? I think the big takeaway right now from those results is that it's going to be a long night, and we're just not quite sure how it's going to turn out yet.
Yeah, I know we saw some earlier numbers that showed former Vice President Joe Biden kind of leading Texas. He's had a very successful night. He's already run several states, and there's a lot at stake on this Super Tuesday, right? We're talking about a third of the delegates.
That's right. If we see a candidate who kind of comes out in a dominating position in the states across the country tonight, that's going to be a lot to make up for, the second place candidate. I think really what we're looking at right now as we see these states go to Biden and Bernie Sanders, a lot of them going to Biden, is that we're looking at a two-candidate race from now on. We have candidates like Elizabeth Warren still in the race, but they, are really going to struggle to be relevant in this race moving forward.
Yeah, the other thing obviously is the big statewide races, the top one, of course, being the Senate, and it's sort of playing out just how the Texas Tribune and UT polls said it would play out, with MJ Hagar in the lead and Christina Simpson Ramirez in second place. Any surprise for you, especially when it comes to how Senator Royce West is performing?
No, I think everyone expected MJ Hagar to be in that top place, and the number 2 and 3, a lot of people believed would be Simpson Ramirez and Royce West. There's still time for West to catch up. He's extremely popular in the Dallas-Fort Worth area where there's a lot of votes. I wouldn't count him out yet, but definitely looking like it's going down between those two for that second spot in the runoff.
All right, and this was a very, very crowded field. Some people say the Democratic Party should have done a better job of limiting the candidates, but how can you really, truly do that?
Well, that's, it's a good problem for the Democratic Party to have. It wasn't too long ago that there weren't people who wanted to run for statewide races. Obviously, 2018 changed that a little bit with the success of Beto O'Rourke. He didn't win, but he came within 3 percentage points, which was unheard of in recent years in Texas elections. So I think the number of people getting in that race was a sign of the optimism, although I think, the party would love it to see people rally around a particular candidate soon so they can kind of start turning their sights to the general election.
Absolutely. Well, Matthew, we thank you so much for taking some time to chat with us today. We certainly appreciate it.
Yes, thanks for having me.